we're at the Rose Art Museum, and this, in my view, and I think in the view of many, is the principal collection of post-war art in New England, certainly north of New York. What you can see in the background are new acquisitions. We've been building the collection steadily over the last 18 months. We've been in existence since 1961, which makes us over 5 decades old. So for an institution focused on the post-war period, we're among the most mature, and our collection absolutely reflects that. So we're growing, growing, growing. It's an exciting period. And in the next 2 years or so, we imagine a much bigger, more dazzling future where we become a civic museum for the region, particularly for Waltham, which is our hometown, and a living textbook for the post-war period for Brandeis students, faculty, and staff. So it's a period of astonishing excitement for the museum. We have an incredible board. We have amazing academic support from the institution and a small staff that has a very can-do attitude. So it's an exciting time.
Welcome. This is a property owned by the City of Waltham, and it's a real icon of American architecture, a masterwork of American architecture by Henry Hobson Richardson and Frederick Law Olmsted, built in 1886. We hope you come experience these really convention-breaking interiors of the country place of Robert Treat Paine and his family. The house was designed by America's first internationally acclaimed American architect. So there are these great open flowing spaces that also have these wonderful handcrafted details and really rich textures, marking the beginnings of the arts and crafts movement in America. So the interiors are fabulous, but also the flow of the interiors continue out to the terrace, which was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted. And then the terrace overlooks the grounds he designed, these rolling fields, beautiful vistas, rocky outcrops, and ancient trees. So it's really something to experience.
This estate was built in 1793. It was designed, the mansion was designed by Samuel McIntyre, so it was a federal-style house here, built for Theodore and Lydia Lyman. Theodore made his money in shipping. He did the fur trade and the china trade, and this was his country estate. So he was here for a little over half the year. So you have this beautiful mansion, but it also was a large estate. At its peak, it was 400 acres. And there is a greenhouse. There's among the oldest greenhouses in the country here, as well as various outbuildings like a gardener's cottage and a carriage barn. The Lymans were always very interested in horticulture and agriculture. The oldest greenhouse was built here in 1798, the Bark Pit greenhouse, which is very small. It wouldn't be one that you would go in today. But in 1804, they added a grapery, and then in 1820 they added a camellia house. And we today still do continue that tradition for them. Our greenhouses are open to the public Tuesday through Sunday, and we welcome visitors to come in and not only enjoy the history of the greenhouse and the camellias and the grapes, but there are also plants for sale there, and we do have plant sales every year.
Gore Place opened in 1935 as a museum. The building was built in 1806, and it was owned by a number of different people. But in the 1920s, it was a 9-hole golf course called the Waltham Country Club. And the country club went bankrupt in the crash of '29. The bank took it over, and a group of people saved the building and the estate from being demolished. The buildings would have been demolished, and the estate would have been developed in 1935. And it was been open to the public ever since. Elements of the property, to begin with, are the buildings. We have this beautiful mansion which was built in 1806. The Gores built earlier in 1793 a carriage house which has just been really beautifully restored, just finished. And then there's also a circa 1835 farmer's cottage on the property. And along with that, then the property itself, we have almost 50 acres, including a farm, gardens, and grounds. And the collection, there's a significant collection of federal period furniture in the house, including many pieces that belong to the Gores.
The museum actually features more of later Waltham inventions, like we have a large collection from the Waltham Watch Company. And the Metz auto was invented and manufactured here in Waltham, and we have things from that company. There's also a whole machine shop that is actually a functioning machine shop, and volunteers have built a whole pulley system that can power the machinery in the machine shop. One of the items that I think is most beautiful and interesting is a big fire engine. It says Waltham right on it, and it was a horse-drawn engine that was really just a pumper. That fire engine is right here. There are also very interesting steam engines. There's a steam engine that came from a steam ferry boat that I believe was on Lake Winnipesaukee. All these machines have been repaired and preserved and made functional by people who are volunteers who know a great deal about machinery.
The Girl Scout Museum at Cedar Hill has one of the largest, most extensive collections in the whole United States. We're very pleased to have a wide variety of vintage uniforms, badges, handbooks. We have a doll collection. We have a lot of photographs and scrapbooks that people have made over the years of their adventures in Girl Scouting. When visitors come here, there is a repertoire of interactive things. They could participate perhaps in knot tying, maybe learn some semaphore skills, learn a lot about our founder, Juliette Lowe. Perhaps some flag etiquette would be something they'd be interested in. They also have the opportunity to learn the history of Girl Scouting around the world from different countries.
The Waltham Museum started 44 years ago in 1971, and it was the brainchild of Valerina, who personally collected many of the items that are in the museum and saved quite a bit from just going away forever. And we're located in the old Waltham police station, and historically, what we try to do is give a representation of the people and the industries that helped create the Waltham we know today. And our emphasis tends to be more on the people that made that history. And we do follow the history of the city right up to when the first people arrived here until the present.